Site Soleil. In French it means Sun City. But for many this place is defined by shadows. Located on the edge of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, it is a sprawling, densely packed slum, often called the most dangerous place in the Western Hemisphere. The headlines tell a story of gang violence, extreme poverty and political instability. They speak of a place forgotten by the outside world, a no-go zone where the rule of law has crumbled. This reputation isn't entirely wrong. The dangers here are real and ever-present. But to only see the darkness is to miss the flicker of light that refuses to be extinguished within its streets. It's a community of hundreds of thousands of people, each with a story, a family, and a desperate will to survive. This is a place of stark contrasts. Ramshackle homes made of corrugated tin and cinder blocks are crammed together, separated by narrow dirt alleyways that turn to rivers of mud and waste when it rains. The air is thick with the smell of charcoal smoke, uncollected garbage, and the nearby sea. Yet, amidst this landscape of deprivation, you can hear the sounds of life. Children's laughter echoes as they kick a worn-out soccer ball. The rhythmic beat of Haitian compa music drifts from a small shop. Women balance impossibly large baskets on their heads with a grace that defies their heavy loads. This is the duality of Site Soleil, a place of immense hardship, but also of incredible human resilience. To understand Site Soleil is to understand its history. It began in the 1950s as a housing project, a supposed model community for workers. But over the decades, political turmoil, natural disasters, and economic collapse swelled its population, with displaced people seeking refuge. It became an isolated pocket of poverty, a dumping ground for the city's most vulnerable. The government's presence faded, leaving a vacuum that was quickly filled by armed gangs who now control territory, resources, and the very lives of the people who live here. They are the de facto authority, a reality that shapes every single aspect of daily existence for the residents known as Soleillois. My journey here is to look beyond the grim statistics and the sensational headlines. It's to find the human stories that are often lost in the noise. Who are the people living in the shadow of this reputation? How do they navigate a world where a simple walk to the market can be a life or death decision? What are their fears, their struggles, but also their hopes? Because even in a place that feels like the end of the world, people still dream. They still love, they still fight for their children, and they still find ways to build a community. This is the story of Site Soleil, not just as a place of danger, but as a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. For the families of Site Soleil, every day is a test of survival, a marathon of navigating challenges that most of us can barely imagine. Basic services are not just poor, they are virtually non-existent. There is no formal system for running water, so residents must buy it from private trucks at prices that eat into their meager earnings. Electricity is sporadic at best, a luxury that comes and goes without warning. Sanitation is a public health crisis in the making. With no sewage system or garbage collection, waste piles up in the streets and canals, creating a breeding ground for diseases like cholera and typhoid, a constant threat that looms over every family, especially the young and the elderly. The most pervasive fear, however, is the violence. The slum is carved into territories controlled by rival gangs. The sound of gunfire is a grimly normal part of the daily soundtrack. Crossing an invisible line from one gang's territory to another can be a fatal mistake. This reality dictates everything. It determines where children can play, which market a mother can safely visit, and whether a father can get to his job. Families live under a constant state of tension, always listening, always watchful. The psychological toll is immense, creating a deep-seated trauma that passes from one generation to the next, a wound that never fully heals. Children are born into this world of hardship, and their innocence is stolen far too early. Schools exist, but they are often caught in the crossfire, forcing them to close for days or weeks at a time. Many parents are afraid to even send their children to school, fearing they could be kidnapped or caught in a gun battle. Access to healthcare is just as precarious. The few clinics that operate here are understaffed, under-resourced, and overwhelmed. A simple infection can become life-threatening. A pregnancy is fraught with risk. For the people of Site Soleil, getting sick is not just a health problem, it's an economic catastrophe that can push a family deeper into debt and despair. Imagine trying to raise a family in these conditions. A mother worries not just about putting food on the table, but whether stray bullets will pierce the thin metal walls of her home. A father has to weigh the need to earn money against the risk of not making it home at all. Young people see the gangs as one of the few viable paths to power and resources, a terrifying but logical choice in a world with so few options. This is the daily calculus of life here. It is a relentless grind, a battle fought not for a better future, but simply for the chance to see the next sunrise. In Site Soleil, the formal government is largely an apparition. Police rarely dare to enter the slum's most volatile areas, and government officials are seldom seen. This absence has created a profound power vacuum, one that has been filled by a complex mix of actors. On one hand, the gangs exert their brutal control, offering a twisted form of order and patronage. On the other, a different kind of power has emerged, the power of the community itself. When you cannot rely on the state for protection, for healthcare, or for education, you learn to rely on each other. This is where the true heart of Site Soleil beats strongest. This spirit of self-reliance is visible everywhere. Local leaders, pastors, and community organizers have become the unofficial mayors and social workers of their small corners of the slum. They mediate disputes, organize neighborhood watch groups, and pool resources to help a family in crisis. Non-governmental organizations and international aid groups play a critical, if sometimes complicated, role. They run the health clinics that provide life-saving care and support the schools that offer a sliver of hope. Organizations like Doctors Without Borders and local Haitian-led initiatives brave the risks to deliver essential services where no one else will go. One of the most inspiring examples of this community action is the transformation of local schools. I visited one such school, started by a local pastor in a simple one-room building. It was a place of refuge, a sanctuary from the chaos outside. Here, dedicated teachers, often paid very little, work tirelessly to give children a basic education. They understand that knowledge is not just about reading and writing, it's about offering an alternative to the streets. It's about planting a seed of possibility in a child's mind, showing them that another life, beyond the gangs and the poverty, is conceivable. These schools are much more than educational institutions. They are beacons of hope. This network of informal support creates a fragile but vital safety net. When a family's home is destroyed in a fire or a flood, neighbors are the first to respond, offering shelter, food, and help to rebuild. When a mother needs someone to watch her children so she can go to the market, she turns to her neighbor. This is not a choice, it is a necessity. This deep-seated culture of mutual aid, known in Haitian Creole as konbit, is the invisible infrastructure that holds Site Soleil together. It is a powerful testament to the fact that even when institutions fail, humanity can and does find a way to persevere. In a place with an unemployment rate that soars past 70%, the question of how people earn money is a daily, desperate struggle. Formal jobs are a distant dream for most residents of Site Soleil. The economy here is an informal patchwork system built on hustle, ingenuity, and sheer grit. It is an economy of scraps where people find value in what others have thrown away. Many residents work as boss machine, sifting through mountains of garbage at the nearby dump, searching for plastic, metal, or anything else that can be cleaned and sold for a few precious coins. It is exhausting, dangerous work, but it is a lifeline. The streets themselves transform into a sprawling, vibrant marketplace. Women become micro-entrepreneurs, setting up small tables to sell charcoal, vegetables, cooking oil, or fried snacks called frite. These small businesses, known as timachan, are the backbone of the local economy. Their profits are minuscule, often just enough to buy food for that day's meal. Yet their resilience is astonishing. They operate in the shadow of gang extortion, where taxes must be paid for the right to sell. They navigate soaring inflation that can wipe out their tiny profit margins overnight. Every sale is a small victory against overwhelming odds. For men, work is often precarious and physically demanding. Many find day labor in construction or as chouf, driving brightly colored tap-taps, the shared taxis that are a staple of Haitian transport. Others work as fishermen, heading out into the polluted waters of the bay in simple wooden boats, hoping for a catch they can sell at the market. There are no benefits, no job security, no safety regulations. An injury can mean instant destitution. This constant economic uncertainty adds another layer of stress to lives already burdened by violence and deprivation, making it nearly impossible to plan for the future or save for an emergency. And then, there is the story of Jose. I met him while he was studying late at night by the light of a single candle. His family survives on the few dollars his mother makes selling food, but Jose has a dream that defies his circumstances. He wants to become a doctor. I have seen so much suffering here, he told me, his voice quiet but firm. I have seen people die from things that could be treated. I want to be the one to change that. Every day, he walks for miles to get to a better school outside the slum, studying relentlessly. His journey is a monumental gamble, a fight against a system designed to keep him down. His ambition is an act of defiance. Despite the crushing weight of poverty and violence, the spirit of Site Soleil is not broken. It is a place that refuses to be defined solely by its suffering. Hope persists, not as a grand, abstract idea, but in small, tangible moments of joy and connection. You see it in the community gatherings where neighbors come together to share a meal or celebrate a baptism. You hear it in the music that is a constant presence, a source of cultural pride and emotional release. On a Sunday, you can see people dressed in their finest clothes heading to church, their faith a powerful anchor in a turbulent world. These moments are not escapes from reality, they are affirmations of life. The youth of Site Soleil are at the heart of this resilience. While some are drawn into the cycle of violence, many more are actively fighting to create a different future. I saw this firsthand in a community center where young people were learning everything from breakdancing and graffiti art to computer skills and conflict resolution. These programs, often run by local artists and activists, provide a safe space for self-expression. They offer an alternative identity to that of a gang member. They teach young men and women that their creativity and their voices have value, empowering them to become agents of change within their own community. Stories of personal transformation are woven into the fabric of the slum. I think of Jose, with his dream of becoming a doctor, a dream that represents the hopes of so many others. His ambition is a quiet revolution, a belief that one person's determination can ripple outward. It's a reminder that talent and potential exist everywhere, even in the most forgotten corners of the world. They just need a chance to flourish. The support he receives from his family and neighbors who see his dream as their own shows how individual hope can become a collective force, a shared investment in a better tomorrow for everyone. In the end, Site Soleil is a place of profound complexity. It is a landscape of unimaginable hardship, but it is also a testament to the enduring power of hope. The sun does shine here, not just in the sky, but in the smiles of children, in the solidarity of neighbors, and in the defiant dreams of a generation that refuses to give up. The story of Site Soleil is not over. It is being written every day by the Soleillois themselves. It is a story of survival, of community, and of the unyielding human desire to build a life of dignity and purpose, even in the dust. What can we learn from their resilience? Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please subscribe, share, and comment to support more stories of hope and resilience.